and welcome again to this part 2 of Gosti on being creative. In this, we discuss our second exercise on being creative. Now, this exercise can be thought of as an extension of our first quiz. Based on our reflections of the answers to quiz 1, we as Shwetsai consultants have tried to come up with this small exercise. Now, this exercise is about communication between a CEO of the company and his design team. The CEO is not happy with the package design that his design team has developed. So he starts talking to them in his typical language, telling them that sales figures have declined, stakeholders are not happy. I'm not happy with this design. But this doesn't make any sense to the design team. So he decides to give it a try again. And this time he thinks that he's talking to them in the language that they understand, which is design language. So he tells them that the package design that you have come up with looks like a medicinal product and not a cosmetic product. So the design team acknowledges, saying that, but yes, it is dermatologist recommended. Now the CEO is baffled even more. He thought that he was trying to make them understand the design flaw, but it doesn't seem to be working. So this is our problem, and to solve this, I'll be using Canva. I think Canva is a good blended resource for the design and the non design team to communicate with each other. It helps them bring on the same page and start talking the same language. So let's start with our second exercise on creativity. And as I said, I will be using Canva to solve this exercise. And as we progress in the exercise, you will see why I prefer using Canva. Now, this is a product packaging example, and our exercises, we want the CEO to use the same vocabulary as his creative team. So essentially, we are requiring the leader to be more creative so that he can communicate with his design team. Now, I'm using a readily available template in Canva. You can choose any template, any format. This is a mind map template that was readily available in Canva. Now, I'm defining the problem here. As a CEO, I want to express to the design team that they haven't understood the product. What is the best way that I can convey it to the team? He earlier tried 2 attempts and both of them he was unsuccessful. So that is a real problem for him, and now he wants to solve the problem. So the plan is I will try to make them understand the product in the language that they understand. So he figured out that whatever he is talking to them is not making sense. So there is definitely a communication gap because the language that they are speaking is not the same. It's not the same vocabulary. And what could be a possible solution to it? Well, how does an artist relate? The best way to talk to an artist is sketch something, draw something. So, one way to do that is convert my thoughts into pictorial representation. So, he decides to talk to his creative team using a pictorial representation. Sketch, if you are good, then you can obviously sketch, you can make drawings, and if you are not, then you can use tools like Canva, which has readily available elements that makes it much easier to communicate. We are defining the problem again here. which is it's a cosmetic product, a fairness cream, and to the CEO, the package looks like a medical product. And the package color is blue and white. So that is what is not okay for the CEO. He thinks that the package color itself is giving it an impression of a medicinal product. So, what could be a possible package color? It's a fairness cream, so maybe a yellow color. So, that's how he starts thinking that maybe he can represent it something like a bright yellow flower. But then he has to, it's not just the color that is the problem, right? He has to understand the product himself. What does the product convey to him emotionally? Then and then he will be able to present it to his design team. So he defines 5 aspects of of this particular product. That those 5 aspects, that is how he views the product as. So what could be the possible emotions that are attached to a fairness cream? It's a fairness cream, so it's going to use the user of it, your customer is going to be happy. So the emotions that are associated is being happy. Characteristics, the next it defines is what is the characteristic of this product. It's bright, it makes your skin glowing. And what is a unique selling point of this product? Well, the unique selling point of the product is that it has a fragrant, it is mildly fragrant. Possibly there is a oil extract to it. And what is the element like that you can associate to this product? Since there is fragrance, there is oil extract, the best element that he thought of associating with the product is a flower. So now he is a little bit more comfortable in talking to the design team, since he has touched his right side of the brain and come up with these 5 characteristics that define the product for him. So now the next step is for him to express this to his design team. So Canva has a good way where you can, instead of sketching, you can definitely sketch, but there are readily available elements that you can use for your normal communication. So let's say I'm going to search for happy. So there are graphics, there are photographs, there are videos, whichever you prefer using. So I just put in graphics, and graphics is not really giving me something which I would want to, which I can directly use. So instead of happy, let's say I try sun, because it's a fairness cream, right? So maybe this could go probably on the packaging. It looks like sun, it gives a happy emotion. You can search for other things too. I mean, some abstract graphic designs. Now the other characteristic is bright and glowing. So the CEO thinks that the user, probably a women, and say we call it a woman glowing. Okay, so there are many images up here in graphics. You can obviously go for photographs, but sticking to graphics here. See this. there are other recommendations too. Once you pick, if there are similar objects, they will recommend you in Canva. There are also women faces, beautiful women. So I'll say this one, right? So that goes for our characteristics. Now it says USP is oil extract. So let's search for essence oil. Something like a bottle of oil. And the last one that the CEO has associated is a element which is flower. At this point we don't know what the flower is, but it could be lavender, it could be jasmine. So lavender. I've used this element earlier, which is like sun glow. So you can show that the fairness cream is working. So there are multiple things that Canva lets you do. So now you see that instead of the business vocabulary or the sales number, now, or just saying that the package looks like a medicinal product, the CEO is starting to talk to his design team in the language that they understand. So probably the design team is now understanding that he might have needed a graphic picture or an essence oil picture instead of just the coloring. So there is a bounce back, there is exchange of ideas happening between the design team and the CEO, which makes people get on these, use the same vocabulary. So this was an extension to our first quiz where it was necessary, where the points 7 and 8 talked about using or communicating figuratively instead of using words to communicate what you actually want to convey. Before I end this session, I would like to give you information regarding a course on creative resilience that our former design partner, Miss Linda Naiman, is offering. Uh, there is the blog on the course as well, and I will play the introductory video by her, but there are a few lines from that blog that I would want to read to you. One thing I know for sure is that to be creative is to be resilient and vice versa. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, and when you apply creativity to resilience, you will not only bounce back, you will emerge wiser, stronger, and more resourceful. To be creatively resilient is to be comfortable with uncertainty. Now, let me play the introductory video of the course.
times are turbulent, how do you keep from being pulled under? How do you bounce back from hardships to become stronger, calmer, and more resilient? Whenever we are confronted by events that rock our world, we are called upon to be resilient. Welcome to my course on creative resilience, how to flourish in the face of life's challenges. I'm Linda Naiman, and I've been making a living being creative for over 30 years. You will develop the 5 building blocks of resilience for mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. You will learn practical skills from a diversity of resources, including positive psychology, creativity and the arts, as well as my personal experience. I hope that I've inspired you to want to learn more about creativity and resilience. I hope to see you on the other side.
There's also a blog on the course, and I will be providing link to this blog so you can read about the course and what benefits you can avail by taking the course. I hope you have enjoyed our session on being creative. In case you want to refer to the quiz or get link to the course, there is a blog on our website. And thanks a lot for watching. Thank you.